Am I late to the party? Yes, but we'll call it fashionably late. So the Met Gala 2024 happened, and with that, it's time we cast some garments into the fire, while the best ones, in my humble opinion, get the Smeagol seal of approval. The other categories will be: you can't simply walk into the Met Gala looking the way you do. Slightly better than this is the meh category, which will be probably the most full at the end of this video. Average clothes, not particularly on theme, nothing that special happening there, but not outrageously offensive. And the last category is not quite precious, so it doesn't quite get the Smeagol seal of approval, but it's a little bit better than meh. This category is: I'd wear that to second breakfast. Because it's not quite the first pick, it's more of a second fiddle. It's still a good, nice dress, it's just not you blew me away moment. So here are the categories. And a theme of this year's Met Gala was A Garden in Time, based on J.G. Ballard's short story from 1962. And the theme is also interconnected with the Met's this year's exhibition, which is called Sleeping Beauties: Reawakening Fashion. The garments on this display are from different eras of history, and they are connected through the theme of nature, but central to this is also the passing of time. So how time affects a garment's life. Some of the dresses in the exhibition, for example, are too fragile to be even put on a mannequin. So we have this transience of fashion and themes of nature and decay and the passing of time. Now, before we dive in, just one quick note. I will not be ranking any men's outfits for two reasons. Firstly, I'm just not into men's fashion that much, and secondly, which connects to this, to me, the garments from this year's Met Gala that the men wore, so men's outfits, fall into two categories. Either it's a good look, average, safe, very, formal, nice looking, but nothing special, nothing daring for the Met Gala. But on the other hand, we have way too daring, way too much, definitely not in a good way. So it's these two extremes. Yeah, I don't find that particularly interesting, but feel free to let me know your thoughts on the men's outfits in the comments below. But now let's start with some of the dresses that the women wore. First off is Zendaya, and she wore two looks, both of which were okay. I guess I liked the first one slightly better, although the hat from the second look was pretty cool. But yeah, the first look was inspired by this vintage look by Galliano. There's the floral theme in both of them. There's a little bit of, vintage, obviously, inspiration from back in the day. And she looks great. Like, how is she not gonna look great? Whatever she puts on, she looks great. But it's missing a little something. Both of the looks. I don't know what that is. It's just not... It doesn't have that wow factor to me, personally. So I'm gonna put them into I'd wear them to second breakfast. Now next we have Kylie Jenner, who was in a pretty well tailored, pretty dress. That's what it was. It was a pretty white, creamish dress that looked very good on her, but that's all that it was. It wasn't really anything special. It lacked a connection to the theme. It's the Met Gala. Be on theme. Therefore, you cannot simply walk into the Met Gala in this outfit. That's the category you're going in. The complete opposite was Kendall Jenner, who wore this piece. Now, the story behind this dress is, this is an archival 1999 Alexander McQueen dress. McQueen had this collection presented on mannequins only, so no model, no person before wore it. And from what I understand, they also didn't alter it. It was like this, and this is what fits on Kendall, which is pretty impressive, and it does look great on her. And honestly, it's McQueen. I'm a little bit biased because I like McQueen back when it was still run by McQueen himself. Now it's a different story, but we won't get into that. So even though there is no particular garden theme here, there is definitely a connection, a very strong connection, and a very clever connection to the passing of time. I like what they did here, how they chose to resurrect this dress and bring it back into light, bring it back into life, as it were. It's a memorable piece, it's a memorable moment, mostly because of the story behind the dress, but that's, I guess, kind of the point. I'm gonna put this into my precious, so Smeagol seal of approval for this clever resurrection. Sweeney. You know, my first reaction when I saw this look was, wait, is this Billie Eilish? And I don't know why that was, but something about it reminded me of Billie Eilish. I like the color of this dress, this light blue, pretty color, but the black of the gloves and the hair is a little bit heavy visually in contrast with this light colored, light weight fabric of the dress. It's a pretty dress, it's got flowers, wow, you know, revolutionary or something. It's not memorable. It's a meh. It's a meh from me. Jennie. Now, this look, it's a pretty color. It's a pretty color on her, but the dress does nothing for her. This draping is not really all that flattering. It could be a good dress for another event, maybe. I'm not a fan of it though, and it's not on theme for the Met Gala, so we're gonna put this one into, you can't simply walk into the Met Gala looking like this. Now let me focus your attention onto this dress. This lady wore a dress that looks like she's covered in sand, and it's very clever. I like the idea. I like the makeup on her shoulder and her arm. I love the clutch. It's the sands of time. It's so on the nose. You recognize it immediately what it means. So A+ for the idea, but I have a huge issue with this dress, and that is the fact that she can't seem to move in it. She has to be carried up the stairs. Let's be real. This moment was not cute. Now, even when it comes to high fashion, I feel like one of the most important things about a dress is that you are able to walk in it. Fashion is wearable art. So if you can't move, if you're just like a statue in it, that's not really wearable. Because you could put it like a sculpture somewhere and not on a human, and it would basically be the same. So what's the difference then? Even if somebody has to like carry your train or rearrange it for the photos, that's still different than not being able to move completely. And it really saddens me, because otherwise, like I said, A+ for creativity. Love it. But it's going into second breakfast, because after second breakfast you can't move anyway, so now I'm giving it some justification for why she can't move in this dress. My namesake, Lana del Rey, she wore this piece. And this dress was referencing the Alexander McQueen dress from his collection, from his 2006 collection, Widows of Culloden. It's an okay dress, but when you know where the inspiration for it came from, and when you put them side to side, it really does feel like a pale imitation. It's giving, I want McQueen, we have McQueen at home. I think if you're making a reference to an older vintage garment, make it your own. If you go neck to neck with the original design, that instantly cheapens it, because you instantly compare it to the original subconsciously. Maybe that's just for those of us who are familiar with the piece. Like I said, on its own, it's interesting. I guess it's on theme. But it's meh for me. Kim Kardashian in her silver gray number. This dress at first glance is nothing special to me, but I will say this. I kind of see the decay and the passing of time in this dress, because it's gray, it looks like it's washed off, like it's lost its color. Then the cardigan has this material that looks like it's peeling, even though the cardigan does look a little bit heavy visually against the lace of the dress. The messy hair, I kind of see it. So I do think it is on theme, it's just a little bit dull to me. So I'm gonna put it into meh.
Cast it into the fire! Cast it into the fire! Destroy it! Cast it into the fire! Cast it into the fire! Destroy it! Cast it into the fire! Cast it into the fire! Destroy it! Cast it into the fire! Cast it into the fire! Destroy it!
Now, I don't know who this is, but I love this look. I love that she has the flowers painted on her shoulders, on her arms. The dress is, you know, there isn't really much of a shape going on, but it kind of looks like water. There's like meters and meters of this fabric and the flowers underneath. When I saw this, my first thought was, wow, she looks like Rossetti's painting of Ophelia. It's definitely a memorable look, and I kind of wish that they went for the long red hair, because she also looks like she has this wet hair moment going on, and if she had the red hair, she would really look like Ophelia. It's a cool look. I like it. Garden flowers, water, flowers decaying in water. Ophelia, there's also the element of death. This one gets Smeagol's seal of approval. Then we also have this gorgeous flowery sari dress. I love the embroidery. It's shiny, it's flowery, it's a little bit sheer and transparent. It just looks beautiful. It's not the most creative thing, perhaps. It's a very safe choice, but still a beautiful dress. I would totally wear it, and I would wear it to second breakfast. Next, we have this white lace garment thing. This doesn't do it for me. It's impractical, severely so, but that's not the biggest offense. The biggest offense is that it really does nothing for the shape of the wearer. And you know, white flowery lace. How original. You know, I miss something. I miss something here. This one's going into meh, because I guess there's flowers and you can say there is a connection to the theme, but I don't like it. Now this one, it has a wooden bodice thing, and I like that it's the same shade as her skin, so it kind of looks like she's blending, she's becoming one with the wood. And there's also like little flower engravings, etchings into the bodice. I guess that's a cool concept, but then I don't know why there's such a sharp contrast to the white skirt portion. There's a lot of, they're quite disconnected, so I don't know how I feel about it. It's interesting and I don't hate it, but I think it's still a meh for me. Gigi Hadid, I really like her dress. It's memorable. We have the garden theme, you know, coming through with the flowers. And then I guess we have the passing of time and the changing of garments, because it looks like she's almost emerging from the suit or suit jacket, whatever this is supposed to be. It looks very flattering on her. I do wish there was a little bit of something more there though. I will definitely remember this look. I will put it into second breakfast, because, again, there's just a little something more that I'm missing. Now, Gabrielle Union, I have to mention, because is this dress on theme? Probably not. But it just looks so good. I don't know what it is about it, but it's so eye-catching. I kept noticing this dress in the background when other dresses, other attendees were, you know, in the spotlight, and this dress was just, she was walking in the background, and my eye kept going to this dress. I don't know, it looks so nice. It's such a pretty dress. The ombre, you know, from silver into this blue, her makeup, her hair, it looks so great, but I just don't think it's on theme at all. I'm gonna have to put it into meh, even though personally I really like this look. Now, last but not least is Lizzo, and this one gets no words, just the verdict.
Cast it into the fire!
So here you go. These are my thoughts on the Met Gala 2024 looks. Let me know what your favorite looks were. Were there any looks that you particularly disliked and you would cast them into the fire? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And as always, I will see you soon. Take care, guys.